Hey everyone, it's Kissa from Eat Cruise Slay and half of the Doody destination, and today I'm on the Norwegian Prima. So we're touring the ship, we're checking out the rooms, we're gonna see the racetrack. So thank you to my team at Cruises It for inviting me, and you know the deal, let's go.
All right, so today's a little different because only half of the Doody destination is touring today. This tour is only situation and no sailing because I messed up booking our tour. So today you only have to deal with me, half of the Doody destination, exploring the Norwegian Prima. And honestly though, touring solo kind of works with my group here, and this ship really showed out. So we're starting in the casino because like most cruise ships, this one is the first space you really notice when you step on board. It's modern, bright, and entertaining without feeling overwhelming. The layout feels open, and you immediately get that vacation buzz. What made this especially interesting is that while I was touring, people were boarding to sail, so it's gonna get a little crazy. So there's luggage rolling, people half-type for one day, people getting drunk, embarkation, energy everywhere, and I'm over here just vibing in my clothes. So from the casino, we go into the main lobby, and this is where Norwegian Prima really makes a statement. This space feels less cruise ship and more like a luxurious hotel lobby. High ceilings, sleek designs, and lots of seating. It's got so many great places to sit to just people watch and hang out. It feels open, modern, and intentional, and it really sets the tone for your entire ship. And yes, there's even Starbucks. And so this is a very important detail that they do accept Starbucks gift cards on board. So now, before we jump into all these activities, let's talk some food, because that's what everybody's really talking about. Even though I was only touring, people were actually sailing. We're already comparing notes, where they were eating first, what reservations they booked, and which restaurants they were most excited for. Norwegian is known for freestyle dining, which means no set dining times and no pressure. You eat when you want, how you want. And so I really like this idea. The Norwegian Prima has a solid mix of included dining, specialty restaurants, and casual grab-and-go spots. And that's what stood out to me, is how intimate and modern the dining spaces feel. Nothing like a giant cafeteria. Even when you're just walking past them, they felt like experiences, not afterthoughts. Clearly, food is a big part of the excitement on the ship. There's Hudson's, which is your main dining room. It's the crown jewel on the Norwegian Prima. So there's floor-to-ceiling windows, wrap-around ocean views, and honestly, it feels more like a high-end restaurant than a cruise dining room. The menu changes daily. The presentation is elevated, and this is one of those places where you come for the food and the sunset. The Commodore is another main dining room, and this is technically the second, and it's just a little bit more polished. So it has the same rotating menu. There's no charge dining, but it has like a cozier atmosphere. It's a great spot if you want to sit and have a meal without sacrificing quality. Now, there's the Surfside Cafe and Buffet. So Surfside is Prima's buffet, but calling it a buffet doesn't do it justice. Everything feels fresher and more spaced out and way less chaotic than older ships. You've got global dishes, comfort food, carving stations, and the usual grab-and-go options, perfect for breakfast or laid-back lunch. The Indulge food hall is also included, and it's one of the biggest highlights on the ship. And it works like a food court, kind of without the cafeteria vibes. It's upscale street food. So you order from the tables, food is brought to your table, and the variety is insane. Burgers, taco, Indian, noodles, barbecue. There was also chocolate desserts. So we actually got to try the Indulge food hall when we were there. It was pretty okay. The food was not my favorite, and our waiter kept messing up our order. But overall, I thought the concept and kind of how it was built was really cool. There's also Cagney Steakhouse. And so this is a classic steakhouse, and it delivers prime cuts, rich sides, and that old school steakhouse feel. This is the place for the special night, whether it's a celebration or if you really just want good steak at sea. Now, we're a steak channel, so we're gonna have to check this out. On every one of our episodes, we're always talking steak, so I love steak. Now, after all that clothing and food talk, let's stop at mini golf. Now, this was absolutely incredible. I've played golf in Boston, so they kind of if anybody's familiar with Putt Shack, it definitely has Putt Shack vibes, and I love golfing. Every ship we go on, we have to golf. And so this one was outdoors. It's very well designed, and one of those low effort activities that's good for killing time while enjoying ocean views. And I want to go just for the golf, but it gets better. Now we have the Galaxy Pavilion, and this is one of my favorite parts of the ship. This is where Norwegian really leans into interactive and high-tech entertainment. Inside, you'll find virtual reality experience, racing simulators, and interactive games. It feels futuristic and very intentional. This isn't just something to do, and it's an experience. So Norwegian clearly understands that the ship itself is part of the destination, and it provides space. If you're into gaming or just want something different for a traditional cruise, this is a must. I absolutely loved it. It almost felt like I was like walking into Star Wars, you know? And I like that, you know, I feel like sometimes, you know, even when we bring the boys to like Dave and Buster's, you know, they just had like a Godzilla VR. Well, it was only for 2 people. So when you have a family of 4 or 5 people, it's not really fun to just have 1 or 2. And half the time the headsets are broken or whatnot. So I definitely recommend the gaming pavilion for families because some of these will hold more than 1 people. So the whole family gets to experience it. And I just really love that. So now quick cruise pro tip while we were here. Like most cruise ships, the gift shops are closed when you first board. So if you plan on swimming, hitting the spa, hanging by the pool, you have to pack your swim essentials in your carry-on bag. Swimsuit, sunscreen, that Florida sun's hot, or wherever you're sailing out of, trust me, it's much hotter, by the equator. So don't forget your flip-flops too. You don't want wet sneakers. You won't be able to buy anything right when you get on the ship, so just keep that in mind. You're not going to have access to anything because everything's closed till you're out in open ocean. And so next up is the Haven pool and bar area. So the Haven is Norwegian's luxury, private, ship within a ship experience. The Haven pool and bar feels like completely a different world. It's quieter, more exclusive, more private, like a resort floating above the rest of the ship. There's a dedicated seating area, a private bar, a calm vibe that you don't get. It's a little bit different from the main pool deck, and I could see this just touring. So if you want the fun of the Norwegian Prima without the crowds, this is kind of your route. And all right, everybody. Quick pause because this is really relevant. If you're cruising, touring ships, or just living that vacation life, this is where my cruise clothing comes in. These pieces are designed specifically for cruising. Comfortable, breathable, easy to pack, and are actually cute. Perfect for ship days, port days, and everything in between. My dresses even have pockets. If you're tired of overpacking or wearing outfits that don't work on the ship, this is your sign. So I'll link everything below and in the description, and visit my website, kissadoday.com. All right, back to the fun. Now we're off to the staterooms. Next up, we're checking out the staterooms, including the handicap room, which I felt was really, really important. Now, the handicap room really surprised me on how large it was. These rooms are specifically designed with wider layouts, accessible bathrooms, and easy navigation throughout the entire space. Everything still feels modern and comfortable, not clinical like an afterthought. You can really tell they thought about the design, and they designed with a purpose. I love the art. I thought the art was one of the best things about the cabin. Not only were they new and clean and updated, but they actually had art that mattered. I feel like sometimes you go on cruise ships or even just different places in general, and the art's either so AI and bland or it's just not fun. And so I think Norwegian really steps it up in their rooms for adding art with a purpose, actual art that we want to see as cruisers, you know. And so they also have a solo traveler and single sailor suites, which I thought was mind-blowing. I wish, as you're 20 out there, you need to go cruise. So for solo travelers, they do an amazing job. So they have a whole studio area, and the rooms are designed people that travel alone to make sure you're not feeling like you're stuck on a tiny like leftover space. The rooms were actually really good, size wise and just in proximity to everything else. It didn't feel, you know, kind of like you were by yourself. I think for a solo experience, go see the world. So there's also dedicated social areas for solo travelers, which is perfect when you want to meet people or fully embrace main character energy or on your own. So as someone who literally toured the ship solo, this ship absolutely understands solo travelers. And they actually have like a whole meetup space just for solo travelers where you can kind of read a book or whatever. They have like a small like coffee water area. So just know, you know, if you're one of those people that likes to travel alone, keep this cruise in mind because I've never seen this on any other ship. So I was really surprised. So
ooh, I love that shower. That's so cute. Drink coffee.
So even though today was only half of the Doody destination and I wasn't even sailing, the Norwegian Prima seriously impressed me. From the design of the dining, the gaming, the haven, and how solo friendly it is, this ship delivers. Stick around because there's more to explore. And next time we're doing this the right way and we're going to hopefully be sailing on this ship. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And have you been on this ship? Leave it in the comments below. We have Onda by Scarpetta. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And so this is your Italian restaurant. It's handmade pastas, elevated flavor, and sleek modern atmosphere. This feels like a trendy restaurant, like you're in a major city, not a cruise ship. So if you love Italian food, this is a must. Now, Palomar is their seafood restaurant, and they say it's the most elegant dining on the whole Prima ship. Fresh seafood, coastal Mediterranean vibes, and gorgeous ocean views. It's upscale but not stuffy, perfect for a romantic dinner or if you want to treat yourself one night. Le Bistro is a French cuisine, and it brings back French dining on board. Think of rich sauces, elegant planting, and cozy candlelit vibes. It's old world romantic and ideal for just kind of a slower, indulgent meal when you want to dress up just a little bit. Nama Sushi and Sashimi. If sushi is your thing, Nama is where you want to be. Fresh, clean fish, creative rolls. It's very minimalist and modern atmosphere with clean light and perfect lighting. It's perfect if you don't want a heavy meal, but you want something elevated, a little fancy. Hasuri, Hasuki. Sorry, I'm not saying it right. Don't hate me. So this is the chef's cook right here, like literally in front of you. So think of hibachi. And I really loved how this restaurant was just themed in general. So they have fire tricks, fast, nice, and fun. Your energetic atmosphere is great for groups. And honestly, if you just want a fun date night out. The Mexican restaurant is called Los Lobos. It brings the bold Mexican flavor on board with taco, enchiladas, margaritas, and a colorful, lively vibe. It's vibrant, flavorful, and a great change up if you're craving something spicy and fun. And I also want to note there's some really art pieces outside in the lobby. You have to take a picture or at least check them out. I'm an art girl. I love art, so check it out. Now, the local bar and grill is complimentary and it's 24 hours. Yes, you heard that right. Most dining closes, not on Prima. So this is your comfort food spot, when you've had a little too many to drink and you need some food. So burger, wings, late night snacks, and breakfast items if you're up early or late. This is great after shows or if you're having a little party with your friends or you're just starving in the middle of the night.